Hey my Madden community, remember those game-changing XP sliders from Madden 23 that took your gameplay to the next level and that you have been asking for? Well, I'm back with the most authentic and best XP sliders for Madden 24. So we're going to get right into it by starting with the offensive progression XP rate. Right now, we have the actual quarterbacks at 160. This may seem a little bit high, I promise you it's actually not. We just noticed that we actually weren't getting that much XP or anything, or like any realistic actual quarterback development. There'll be times when our quarterbacks actually had really good games and didn't get a upgrade at all, even as rookies. So we just had to actually tune that up, and we've been liking with that. Halfbacks we have at 126. That's because a lot of times halfbacks get the ball a lot. They get a lot of carry sometimes. It's up a little bit. They're getting a little bit of boost, but not as much as other positions because again, they do get the ball a lot. Tight ends are at 140 because a lot of times your tight ends don't get too many touches. It's always your wide receivers or even your halfbacks who get a lot of catches. Your tight ends do sometimes get catches and touchdowns, but honestly not that much to actually kind of make it a point to have it turned down. So we have that up to kind of balance it. Wide receivers we have at 124, the same reason we do as halfbacks. They're getting a little bit more XP because just base sliders are kind of trash in Madden, so we have them up a little bit, but again, they get a lot of touches and they can actually pop off for really good games, and we don't want there to be too many overpowered wide receivers or progressing too fast. We love the number that it's at. Fullback is one of the positions that we actually have super high at 180. This is just because fullbacks don't get the ball that much, and it's super hard to actually find a really good fullback or dev up a fullback. So we have that at 180 just so they can still get XP. Tackles, guards, and centers we have pretty low at 144 for both the tackles and the guards, and 164 at centers. Again, this is just because they do not dev up at all, so it's very hard to actually level them up, but they're still getting a lot of XP. It's not too easy to actually level up an offensive lineman at all in general. We have DEs at 132 and DTs at 170. The reason why there's such a big disparity between these is because defensive ends, they get a lot of sacks. You'd be surprised. Like a lot of times, sometimes your DTs will get sacks and run stops, but a lot of times it's your defensive ends. Depending on what formation you're in, you're only going to really use one DT. 4-3s sometimes use 2 DTs, but I've noticed that in Madden, if you're in a 3-4 scheme in a CPU versus CPU, you're never really going to use your second DT. So I like to have that where it's at. Middle linebackers, outside linebackers, and cornerbacks, free safeties, and strong safeties, all of those actually, they're pretty low because again, those are your playmakers on defense. A lot of times your linebackers and your cornerbacks and safeties are going to be the ones that's making plays, tackles for losses, sacks, interceptions. They're going to get their touches, so they're actually going to dev up and actually level up pretty fast, and they have breakout scenarios, so you shouldn't have any problem actually leveling those up. And again, you don't want to flood the field with a lot of overpowered positions like these. So we have these where they're at right now, and honestly, I'm liking where they're at. Moving on into the actual special teams progression, we have kickers at 180 and punters at 180. The reason why these are so extremely high is because one, you will never get a breakout game for a kicker or punter. I don't know why. And again, it's super hard to level them up or kind of get them to a level that they're good at and actually can perform, especially when you draft one. A lot of times they either have really good kicking and low accuracy, or really good accuracy and low kick power. So you definitely want to actually be able to actually level up your kickers and punters. So we have that at 180 at the moment. Moving on finally into the age progression XP rate. I actually went over these in my actual regression sliders videos, but I made a mistake and actually cut off the final few years. I'm just gonna briefly go over these again. So what the age progression XP rate is, it's basically the rate that they get XP based on their age. So for the ages of 20 to 25, we have that at 140. Said in the last video, it's because in the NFL, a lot of times the years of 20 to 25 is like your prime, like your rookie years, your first few years in the league on your rookie contract. You're going to have probably the most development that you can get. You're going to want to excel because you're going to want to be good so you can actually get that big contract on your first contract that you get after signing your rookie deals. 28 to 30, we actually have plateaued. The reason why is again because like they're in that median and not getting too much more development. They got the most development and probably learned the most in those years of 20 to 25, a little bit 26, 27, 28. And then I have for the years 30 to actual 35 is when they're actually starting to not actually gaining any or if any XP, honestly, because how much better can you get? Years 30 we have at 90, years 32 we have at 80, years 33 we have at 70, and then 34, 35 we have at 60. Because at that point it's like, okay bro, you're supposed to be retiring now, but like 35 is crazy unless you're a quarterback, which is why we actually tuned down the offensive regression rate for quarterbacks. So like we want our quarterbacks and kickers and punters to actually kind of last. So if you want to see the offensive regression rate, you can click that eye that's in the top right of your video. That's going to take you to the best regression sliders video. But again, we have those kind of going down because we don't want our actual players to get too much XP. It's like, I need your best possible productivity right now, just don't regress, is my mindset once they get to that age. So hopefully this video helps you guys. Hopefully you like this video. I do a lot of franchise videos. We're gonna also be doing MUT videos, MLB The Show videos, and head-to-head videos, and maybe even showdown videos, guys. If you guys happen to miss the best regression sliders video, you can click the video on the left. And if you guys want to know the best Madden 24 CPU versus CPU sliders, you can click the video on the right. I love you guys to the moon and back. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'm out. Peace.
Sub to Cosmos, best YouTuber in the world. Sub to Cosmos, best YouTuber in the world. Yeah, great content back to back. Bitch dropping like flapjacks. Like, comment, need feedback. 1K subs, appreciate that. For a moolah, stay on track. Keep on shining my stars. I love you to the moon and back.